And here's an extra example for those of you who want to go through one more together. If we take a look at this problem and we want to solve it by substitution, that means step 1, make sure there's a variable by itself. There is y equals, right? What does y equal? Well, y equals x minus 2. That means I can replace y in my other equation with x minus 2. So it looks like step 2, x plus 4 times x minus 2 equals 17. Step 3 is solve for x. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to distribute. So x plus 4x minus 8 equals 17. And then I can combine my x's here to get 5x minus 8 equals 17. Add 8 to both sides. That gives me 5x equals 25. And finally, when I divide by 5, I get that x is 5. So I'm done with step 3. Step 4. Step 4. Says substitute that value. Ooh, I went a little too far. X is 5. Substitute 5 into the other equation, one of the original ones, to find y. I'm going to substitute it into the one that already has y by itself. If I know y is x minus 2, but I also know x is 5, that means y is 5 minus 2. And 5 minus 2 is 3. So our last step, step 5, write my answer as an ordered pair x comma y, 5 comma 3. But then I still need to check. In order to check, we use both of the original equations and put in our x and y and make sure they're both true. So if the first one was y equals x minus 2, that means 3 is 5 minus 2. Is that true? Is 5 minus 2 3? Yup, it is. And the second equation, x plus 4y equals 17. So 5 plus 4 times 3 is supposed to equal 17. Does it? Well, 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 plus 5 is 17. That means, since both of those worked, I know my answer is right. I'm going to put a box around it and a check mark because I know I got it, and it checked out. And we want to go ahead and look at one more example of one of the ones that people make mistakes on the most common mistake that gets made in these problems.